Evening all, welcome. How are we doing? 14 already, absolutely smashing, excellent stuff. We keep evening, Tom. Excellent, buddy. Thank you for joining us. If we can smash those likes straight away, guys, we'll get lots of people in. We can talk lots of crypto. Been off for a couple of nights because I've been a bit poorly. We're all good, thank you, Phil. A little bit of the COVID doing the rounds with me and the wife, but other than that, all good. Cristiano Oliveira, welcome. How are we doing? Good to see you. Yeah, that's the middle finger. Very nice. Okay, cool. Huds, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. For anyone who's interested, I am also live on YouTube. The link is in my bio, just so I can share charts and things or projects when I review them on CMC or CoinGecko. You can see what I see. As I don't profane to be an expert, hence the name. But I'm more than happy to give my opinions and talk crypto, and that's all I do. So if you're into that, by all means, just ask, start a conversation, pick a topic, and let's go. How are we doing? Yes, Negged, I'm a lot better, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I was, to be fair, I'm a man, so I get ill very easily. But I did test positive for COVID. I was feeling it quite badly. Still got a bit of a sore throat, but other than that, I'm fine. Not a problem, thank you. Right, let's kick off the crypto talk. So, Bitcoin has broken out the top of my channel of resistance. So, we are now testing that. We broke above 19.3. We're now at 19.4.5. And that has broken the trend on both the 4-hourly and the hourly. It's testing resistance on the daily. So we will see what happens. I think basically we're going to be sat here and waiting to see what happens with the markets tomorrow. I have actually had a buy signal flag now as well. I've got both my whole suite and super trend flagging green. And if they're both green, then it's all good. The RSI is a little bit high. I'd probably wait for it to dip down according to the hourly. But I'm a long-term investor, so it doesn't really bother me. But if you wanted to get into some positions, I might entertain doing it now. Not financial advice, of course. It's the vaccine. It is absolutely, Steve. The vaccine, I think, I didn't have the third vaccine, and now I'm ill, so I'm suffering. Guys, you're absolutely killing it, smashing the likes. We've got 46 in the room. Let's keep it going. Keep the numbers nice and high. As I said, if you want to hop over to YouTube, you're more than welcome. The link is in my bio, and I am live over there sharing my screen. Also, the chat's a little bit better. Another one. How we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for the follow, Jade. Much appreciated it. Really do. Really, really good stuff. So, yeah, I mean, in general, a synopsis of my week. We had the launch of the APT coin, which did really well. I got the airdrop because I did some beta testing. So that did really well. I didn't sell it at the top, of course, because you don't. I sold it about $8, so I did quite well. But I haven't bought back in, and now obviously it's ripping up towards $10 again. So I mean, Aptos I think is slightly overvalued for a project that's just launched, but it is good tech. It's poor tokenomics, so we'll have to wait and see. Do I think Crow will go anywhere? It's my worst coin for losses, and I refuse to get rid of it. I think Crow's fine. I mean, for me personally, Crow out of all the exchanges is the one that I really like. I think they've done so much marketing already, and they've got so many things in place. They've got obviously the easy to use app. They've got easy on ramp and off ramps. They've got DeFi in terms of the Kronos network and the NFTs. I think Crow is set up for success, and I've got no problem. I mean, my staking ended 2 months ago, but I've not ended that staking because actually my spending rewards end in January. But also, I'm not going to sell my tokens at a loss. I didn't buy in at the bottom on Crow, but I think they're well worth $1. And when it goes up to $1, then I might take the profit. So I really, really do like Crow. I think it's one of my, as I said, one of my favourite exchange holds long term. Still waiting on that video. Sussex Trader. You have to share me what that one's about. Vitamin C and vitamin D build up immune system. Zinc breaks down virus membranes. Do you know what, Phil? You're not the first person to say that either. I was told take some multivitamins and you'll get over it really quick. Funnily enough, I was taking multivitamins and I stopped a couple of weeks ago. So, there's probably some truth in that. For some reason, I just got lazy and I stopped taking them. So I need to get back on the multivitamins. Absolutely. The immune system can cope as long as we keep it healthy. So no, I appreciate that. Thank you for smashing the likes, people. If we can keep that going, we keep the numbers nice and high. Take NAC. Yeah, that's another one as well. Have I heard about the Google Coinbase news now in partnership together? Yeah, and I think that was announced a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Not a lot of it has happened yet, but it's probably quite promising. I'm a little bit skeptical whenever Google get involved because obviously they're a monster and they tend to not just get involved, they tend to take over. So I would keep an eye on that. Aptos hype over or still another leg up? I don't think that the hype's over. I mean, I've interacted with the network a lot. I've done a lot of NFT trading on there, and I've got to be honest, the gas fees are great. The speed is fantastic. You can transfer NFTs really cheap, quick, and easy, and the marketplace is buzzing. I mean, if you go on Topaz, they've done over $1 million a trade, and there's less than 1,000 people trading. So when it gets the adoption, that place is going to absolutely fly. So I think I'm probably going to hold the last of my Aptos tokens. I'm not going to buy, and I think there is probably another dip to come. The market probably, I still think the market's got another dip in it, but we might have seen the bottom. Phil, you're a nurse. Excellent stuff. I will definitely take your advice. Thoughts on Casper? I mean, I still have not done a deep dive on Casper. I do like the tech at a headline level. I think it's got potential. Other than that, my opinion would probably be a bit biased towards other things. But yeah, I mean, Casper, let's have a look at Casper actually. I'll just go through, because as I said, I'm not completely familiar with it, so let's just go through some details on Casper. Let's have a look. So if you are on YouTube, this is where you'll be able to get the benefit of seeing my screen, just seeing what I do for a quick headline research. It's so basic, most people do it, but for anyone who's new to crypto, sometimes it's nice to pick up these basics. So CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, two good sources of information, completely free. Casper's up 7% today. Market cap is 486 million. Fully diluted 520. That means that about 90% of the supply is in circulation. That's a great number on circulating supply. Now, in terms of growth, Casper launched and it's done the normal thing. It launched in where are we going? May 21, and it's basically crashed ever since. It didn't actually see much of a bull run either. There was no October peak, no November peak, no December peak. It's been pretty much dead in the water. Now, Casper to me looks like a dead token. If we go onto their socials, if we see if they're doing anything, let's go onto their Twitter feeds. What have they been posting? Are they active? It's always a good social gauge measure. Go onto their Twitter feeds, go onto Discord, Telegram, see how they are. I mean, they've got 178,000 followers on here, and their tweets, they haven't... They are tweeting, they are active, confirming block heights. Summary. Doesn't look like there's any news in the last few weeks. But no, they are active. They've got a big community, and although it didn't have much of a bull run, utility can be found later on. So yeah, I mean, there's a possibility there that they could come back, but I don't know the technology. So at a service level, good tokenomics. Market cap has got headroom for growth. In a nutshell, they are. Let's have a look. Proof of stake blockchain, smart contracts, and dApps. So yeah, they've got a good use case. I mean, obviously I don't know it in detail, as I say, but do your own research. Market cap is reasonable, tokens are cheap, and they're fully diluted. So if any more tokens get released, you shouldn't see a dilution in price because of that. It will be because the project either performs or it doesn't. So it's reasonable. Thank you, moderator, for taking care of the person who was just doing nothing but flipping the bird. That's appreciated. Giving them a timeout. I don't mind people having a laugh, but at least be constructive at some point. Right, okay, so other projects that might be doing well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at everyone's favourite quant. What's that doing on the hourly? Okay, Quant is following Bitcoin. It's had a good leg up from 170 to 177, and it's been trading sideways the last couple of hours. That is good. Overall, though, we're still down a little bit in the last 24 hours. So we've got a bit of a work to do there, but a nice little leg up, a couple of percent, recovering that little dip there in the last 24 hours. But we're still probably just over halfway down on that dip. So down from 186 to 170 and back up to 176. So yeah, about a third of the way back up. Hope some of you peeps got to sushi long. To be fair, I don't do a lot of futures trading. I think in terms of that, you have to be quite good at day trading and your TA. I'm not great at my TA. I know the basics, but I would never day trade off it. And it's really hard work. So not for me. Long-term investment all the way. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people could have made some good money at sushi. I think people were shorting Compound as well recently. That was quite a good call. I think people were shorting Matic as well. Quite a few shorts going into the weekend. Hear all this rubbish about XRP, but what price can it go to after the lawsuit? I mean, for me, realistically, it's been price suppressed for a couple of years now. And once we see the lawsuit ended, one way or the other, I think we do see a rally. For me, realistically, I don't know what it can get to, but my sell targets start at $5. That will be fine for me, and I will sell a little bit incrementally, and I will always hold a moon bag just in case the XRP crazies are correct. You want Quant back to 38 and I'm selling my kidneys to buy more? Fair enough. There are some valid points about Quant I would raise in the interest of neutrality. I love Quant. I love the use case. But a lot of people have raised good points about Quant's tokenomics. What is the token used for? Now, yes, users of its services will have to pay the fee in Quant, but they could do that in fiat. Why do it in a token? Well, because they can raise capital with a token. So I am slightly wary of these Quant pumps. They are particularly driven and they are hard. They raise a lot of liquidity. You would expect to see a dip at some point. We have seen a slight pullback, but I would just bear in mind with Quant, although the technology is great, with all projects you should always question, is the token necessary? And there is a bit of doubt creeping into Quant's community about whether or not they do need the token, and is it just there to create some value for Quant so that they can suck that liquidity out? It's something you need to question yourself. For me personally, I'm happy that the supply is relatively low. I think it was Crypto Mason did a little thing recently saying that originally there were 46 million tokens and they either burnt it or changed the contract to make the tokenomics more attractive. Well, they wouldn't need to do that if it was a utility token. So, as I said, there are questions that you need to ask yourself before you're comfortable to invest, even in a project like Quant. Yeah, and I've seen that video from that video from Mason was interesting because although obviously the maximum supply now, the total supply now is 14.5 million, circulating supply is about 12.5. The original max supply was 46 million or something like that, and they burnt a large majority of those. And you've got to question why. And it can only be, you'd imagine, to make it look more attractive to investors. And then that leads you down to kind of like, well, do we need the token path? Why have they done the token if someone could pay for their services in fiat? And it is, one possibility is to raise capital. You drain liquidity from the investors. Now, I love the use case. I love Gilbert Verdin. I love the team. I think they're doing a fantastic job. As I said, you've got to be neutral and you've got to think with your head, not your heart. So just always question everything before you invest. That's why I've also gone into Algo and Link. Yeah, I think Link's interoperability play is fantastic. There are some others I'm looking at interoperability-wise. Let's go on to CMC. Prince Adam on YouTube. How are we doing, buddy? What's my thoughts on loaded nodes? I do own a loaded node. I just bought one out of curiosity. The price was steady. Do you know what? I haven't even checked the price for a couple of days, but the price was steady. It was hanging over $2. And the thing is with any node project, It's sustainability. Sustainability is the key. And the only reason why I bought even one node was because they did seem to have some good plans for sustainability. So they're going to have multiple income streams. So loaded nodes looked reasonable. It is a degen play. I mean, any kind of node project at the moment is going to be a degen play unless it's actually a master node system. So yeah, definitely a degen play. But as I said, I did buy one purely because I thought the sustainability looked reasonable and you had a chance. Let's have a look. As I said, I'm going to look on coinmarketcap.com just to have a look at other options. Because obviously, in terms of interoperability and oracles, CMC, you can filter by quite a lot of things. So what I do is I generally put it onto the whole market, and I will then add the filter on to say kind of like what I want to look at the time. So if we go into categories, just take a moment to refresh. Now I want to look at. It's doing it differently now. It's because I've got my screen shrunk and it's laying it out differently. It's got. Come on, where are you? They burnt it because the ICO didn't sell out. There you go. There's the reason. All these projects you've been telling me about, I've checked out on ND, all by Mason. I'm not sure what that actually means. Sorry, I think there's a bit of a typo there. Still bullish on metaverse projects for long term. I think the metaverse is a bullish area of crypto, but I think technology just evolves so quickly. I am almost reluctant to endorse an existing project. I think there'll be something new and better that comes along. This screen is doing my head in. I'm just going to move the chat to one side a moment. There's my filters. There they are. Right, so category. And if we go interoperability, there we go. Right, so obviously everyone loves Chainlink. Chainlink is fantastic utility. Top of the pile, we've got Cosmos, Quant, BitTorrent. But in terms of interoperability plays, I'm really liking the look of Flux. I think that's quite reasonable. Nervos Network is showing potential. Moonriver is class technically as an interoperability play as well. Obviously, I love Moonriver. Cardia Chain is looking like a very low cap. There are some very low cap interoperability plays, and I would advise anyone who's doing research and you're looking at interoperability, if you like something like Quant or Chainlink, filter it. Just have a look at things that are cheaper. That's where we're going to make money in the bull run if they're good. Thank you for the follows, Maverick. By the way, people, if you haven't checked recently, I'm on 19.9k followers, and I want to smash 20k tonight if we can. So if you can smash the likes, share the live, I'd love to get that over 20k tonight. Do I like Akala? Great question, because I am very bullish on Akala as a project. The one problem I've got now is that my enthusiasm has waned because they had the vulnerability in the Akala IBTC staking pool on their platform. They were hacked for a massive amount of money. Sorry, exploited for a massive amount of money. Someone minted 3 billion AUSD, Akala dollars. Most of it didn't leave the platform, luckily, so they managed to save it. But getting it back off the system was a nightmare. The system was frozen. You still can't actually do any real liquidity staking. So Akala's a very disappointing position right now. Hopefully they can resolve that moving forward. But yeah, I still hold my Akala, but I'm not staking it. I'm not taking any risks with it. I have taken some of the DOT that I was paired up with, and I've moved that across to Parallel Finance. Because on Parallel Finance, you can take your DOT or your LDOT, and you can actually stake that on there liquidity free. So if you've got LC DOT or LDOT tokens from the Akala Parachain auctions, you can move those across to Parallel on the Polkadot.js wallet. You can bridge them across to Parallel, and you can basically borrow against them 100% liquidation free. And they can do that because basically LC DOT is worth DOT. So you're borrowing DOT for DOT. So there's no risk to them to lend you that. And what that enables you to do is borrow the dot, and then you can take the dot and you can put it into their earning pool. That will pair it with, that will go half and half, S dot, and you can earn up to 50% APY on that right now. Mind blowing figures. I put quite a lot into that, so I'm earning a few bucks every day from that parallel pool right now. Sorry. Long question short. Do I like Akala? Yes, but I've lost a little bit of enthusiasm. I'd like parallel, and I like Interlay. Cardano next for SEC. I think ETH, Cardano. There's going to be a lot of the big networks right now are going to be in the firing lines of the SEC. They're going to be moving on to the big boys. They're going to get them out of the way. They're going to line them all up and just get them. That's exactly what they're going to do. And I don't think anyone's expecting the SEC to hold back. There's no reason for them to hold back. But I think, they're going to gun for all the big boys. I think we'll get to 21k area and then go down to 15, 14k. Now in a saucer pattern. Okay, let's have a look on the hourly. That's quant still. I'll put that back on Bitcoin. There we go. So saucer pattern. I'm not huge on my TA. You're going to have to help me out now. So 21k. That would put us right up here. So you must be on the daily. So 21 would put us back to the level of resistance or support, currently resistance, from the 19th of August. So we could possibly push up to there. We've broken through the downward trend line. That is a reasonable one to go for. Back down to 14, 15k is perfectly possible. That would be a big dip. I think we would test the 18 or 17.6k level first. We would probably have a few bounces on the way down, but I'm expecting a lower market at some point. I think that's reasonable. Hey, Bricks and Slides, how we doing, buddy? Still need some more dot before it's worth me doing that on parallel. To be fair, I mean, you don't need a lot of dot. I mean, there's a minimum of one dot. I mean, that's all you need. And as I said, they do smash that in there. If you use their S dot staking pool, they'll split it 50-50 for you. They put it all into the liquidity pool for you, and it does it in stages. So basically, the end bit is 30%, but actually it splits it into two before that, and you get 10%, 10%, 30%. So that's the way it does it. You get percentages on each bit it does. Do I like Icon? Icon is not one I'm familiar with, I'm afraid. Thank you for the follow, Sam Schwartz. Just to remind you all, please, thank you for smashing the likes. I do appreciate it. I'm on 19.9k followers. If I can get to 20k followers tonight, I would be absolutely buzzing. So if you can do that for me, that might make the session well worthwhile. You have 2.5 dot. Yeah, so what I would suggest on that one, this is not financial advice, but if you wanted to do it, transfer it across to a Polkadot.js wallet. Then you can use that to stake on parallel. Really, really easy. As I said, up to 45%-ish at the moment, but it's up to 50%. It does fluctuate. If I had a choice to spend money on ICP or Moonriver, I think Moonriver is going to get adopted a lot quicker than ICP. I think ICP is a very long-term play. My ICP I've got staked for 8 years, 6 years, 4 years on the NNS governance service. I've got some in for 2 years as well. I'm tempted to move that all on to 4 years, to be fair, so I get a better rate, but I'd like to cash out some at some point. Moonriver, I just think in the short term, it's going to be very easy adopted. It is basically the Ethereum machine on Kusama, just like Moonbeam's the EVM machine on Polkadot. Moonriver is the canary network for Moonbeam as well, so I like Moonbeam and Moonriver together. I like Polkadot. I think the three in hand are going to absolutely slay it in the upcoming bull run. As I said, they are literally Ethereum plus their new network, so Kusama and Polkadot respectively. You've got the developers have got everything that they want, all the same tools, all the same coding language, all the same wallets. It's exactly the same as building on Ethereum, but you get the added benefit of being on a different network like Kasama and Polkadot, which has got its own benefits and access to more oracles. Mattress Mike, you're welcome, buddy. I mean, as I said, it's only a considered opinion. I hope you think it's a considered opinion. I mean, I'm just a crypto enthusiast. I don't proclaim to be an expert. I just love talking about crypto. And if people find it useful, then that is good enough for me. Just put some dot into the Crust Network parachain. Yeah, I mean, I haven't put any more into the parachains, to be fair. I've put quite a lot of Polkadot into the parachains now. I think I'm at the stage now where I'd rather stake it so I can pull it out. If we've got to commit it for another 96 weeks, we might come out in time for the next bull run, but we might be late for the next bull run. So I would rather stake it now. And then we'll, because we don't really know when the next bull run's going to be. We're thinking late 2023, 2024. 96 weeks from now would definitely take us into the end or middle to end of 2024. Yeah, 2024. So I would be worried that I'd miss the bull run and I couldn't sell my DOT. Because make no mistake, the one thing I've learned, as much as I love DOT and I love Moonriver and I love Moonbeam, come the next bull run and they've made me a load of money, I'm selling it. I'm not ignoring that voice in the back of my head and the other people that told us in December, I'm selling everything. I was new to crypto last year and I thought, there's more time. And the market's just slowly drained away from December. All the people that took their money out and told me, take your money out in December, and I thought, there's more time. I was wrong. And this is part of the learning curve. When you think the market's topped out, sell. Take your profit. Don't be bashful about it. We're here to make money. Thanks, Mattress Mike. I appreciate that kind of feedback. I really do. It's good to know that people value my way of putting things across and my opinions. As I said, I don't do it with any kind of agenda other than just to talk about crypto. What's my take on XDC? I love XDC. I think XDC is a fantastic ISO play, but more openly than that, it's a great kind of corporate institutional blockchain. ISO is not going to be the be-all and end-all of these cryptocurrencies. What's going to make it is the network, the team, and the partners. And XDC are doing really well. I think off the top of my head, I can remember that they were mentioned in the Australian CBDC paper. So they're going to be part of a country's possible CBDC stablecoin solution. That doesn't surprise me at all. They're very institutional. We won't see a lot of NFTs and DeFi on there. They are a very corporate machine. And that's why they're not flash. They don't do a lot of marketing. They just do. A bit like HBAR. They don't do any marketing at all. They're just very utilitarian. What's my holding percentages? I couldn't tell you right now, but basically I've got, off the top of my head, I think I've got about 20% Polkadot, about 15% Quant, 10 or 12% Moonbeam and Moonriver, and then it slides down from there. I've still got XRP, I've still got loads of other stuff as well, but I've really topped my bags up on Polkadot over a few months. I've got ICP in there as well. ICP is probably about 10%, and the rest of it's then all quite small, sliding down. I've got a little bit of Aptos, but obviously that's a very small proportion now. $100,000 XDC, think that's enough. Yeah, I think when XDC really takes off, we will see a good return on XDC. I mean, don't be fooled into thinking these products are small, though. This is the thing. People look at the price of XDC and think it's cheap, and it is. It's got a relatively small. Oh, come on, just search. It's got a relatively small market cap, but it's not small. It's got a market cap of 377 million. So let's say the price suddenly jumps up in the bull run to 10x. It goes to 30 cents. That's a market cap of 3.7 billion. That's a sizable jump. That billions mark is really difficult. How high do I think ICP can get in the next bull run? I think ICP really is a long-term development. I think it will do as well, probably better than the last bull run. I think I'd like to see anywhere between $75 and $100 on ICP. That's my personal preference. But as I said, I'm staking it for 8 years, 6 years, 4 years, and 2 years. So I probably will sell some in the next bull run. If it gets to $75, I'll probably take a nice healthy profit and leave the rest staked. because I think ICP doesn't mature for 3, 4, 5 years. Thank you for the TikToks, happy user. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. 70% XRD. XRD is Radix. I'm not surprised there. Very, very bullish on Radix, aren't you? Ace database. You are definitely a big supporter of that project, and it is a good project. It's just not on my radar to accumulate right now. 10% ICP is quality. 10% link quality. Ren's okay. I'm not a huge expert, or it's not one of my favourites. And Synthetics looks good too. Hey Matty, how are we doing? Will Sui Wallet come to a close on testnet? My laptop died. I don't know when it comes to a close. Sui is still in testnet phase. It will be in testnet phase until it goes into mainnet phase. So I think you've probably got another day or two at least. We don't have a going live date yet for the mainnet, so you should be absolutely fine. But yeah, I mean, as I said, that Sui wallet instruction, if anyone's interested, obviously, as I said, I got an Aptos airdrop. So I did get 150 tokens from them for doing the beta testing, and I shared the Sui Networks beta testing links in my Discord. There's a little run-through guide on what to do and how to do it. So just have a little play in there. Also, the Arbitrum airdrop's still ongoing as well. So, if you've got time still, go on Arbitrum, do a little bit of cross-bridging from Ethereum, and then have a little bit of play in GMX and things like that. You might get an airdrop for Sui, and then you might get an airdrop for Arbitrum as well. But yeah, we'll see. Sui, not Sui. Sui. Thank you, Huds Crypto. It does say on their paper, it's pronounced Sui, not Sui. When's the Flare airdrop going to happen? Do you know what? I honestly don't know. Flare was slightly before my time in crypto. That was at the end of 2020. So that was all done and dusted before I started in crypto last year. PUML and Pummix. Not familiar with those ones. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know anything about those, and unfortunately CMC doesn't have any real information on it either. Have I got a cold wallet? Yes, I have a Ledger, but I don't use it enough. Because most of my stuff is staked anyway, it is on either Polkadot.js or MetaMask, or it's not on exchanges. It's on a software wallet, so a hot wallet, if you like, but it's not on exchanges. Most of the stuff I stake, obviously, like I said, Polkadot is with Polkadot in the parachains, so that should be perfectly safe. My ICP is staked on the NNS governance service, which is their own. My Moonbeam, my Moonriver, they're staked on their native platforms, so it should all be relatively safe. Hello, Montreal, how are we doing? Good to see you there. Thank you for joining us. Leave a lot on Coinbase because I trade in gas is expensive. Yeah, I mean, Coinbase fees are quite high, and some of the gas, if you're trading ERC20 tokens, they do charge a high fee to cover those gas fees, so not surprised. One of the things I did find out, though, is if you have a look on somewhere like CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, just check the markets, because some of the exchanges actually give you a decent price, taking into account those gas fees. So you can sometimes find them. It's like it was difficult last year to buy VXV, but there was one app, City, I want to say City Metro, something like that. But basically, they did it quite well, and you can get it without doing the gas fees on Uniswap. So that was really cool. Right, so what's Bitcoin doing? Right, we're still pushing up towards 19.5 at the moment, so we've got some upward momentum. Let me scan out. I'm going to scan out to the 15-minute chart, I think. Just see what it's doing really short term. As I said, I am a long-term investor, so it doesn't really bother me, but I like to see the direction of Bitcoin, especially on a Sunday before the markets open on the Monday. It's quite interesting to see. So let's have a look. So on the 15-minute chart, 15-minute chart's fairly sideways, to be fair. So although we're pushing up towards 19.5 on the hourly and the 4-hourly, the momentum is kind of slowing down on the 15 minutes. So I've still got a green buy signal on the short term. I wouldn't necessarily trade that short term, as I'm a long-term investor. But the 4 hourly and the daily look like they're testing a level of resistance. $400 USDT in my Binance. Which coin should I buy? USDC. Crypto Jesus, how are we doing, buddy? Thank you for the golden player. Appreciate that. So yeah, if you've got $400 in USDT, my personal preference would be to buy USDC or even BUSD. But I'm not a fan of USDT. I would just keep a very, very close eye on that. It does fluctuate a little bit. Microscopic changes and fluctuations in stablecoins are fine, but there's been so many question marks over USDT. I just hold most of it in USDC now. After the next bull run, you're going to come and visit and try some of my grape juice. This is actually just Coke. I'm too poorly for the vino, but I do like a nice red. So if anyone's thinking of sending me a bottle of grape juice, I'll have one. Is the market manipulated at the weekend? Not manipulated as such. I mean, the markets, normal trading markets, obviously crypto's open 24/7, but the market traders tend to work 9 to 5, and the weekend is all about orders. So they'll manipulate the end of the week leading into the weekend, hoping that it plays out for them. The retailers will do what they want them to do. FOMO in, sell off, get worried, whatever. And then they'll come in on the Monday and they'll start the process all over again. So yeah, weekends can be quite flat, but if the market's really, really scary, they'll play on that. At the end of the week, they'll expect a lot of people to put in shorts, and they'll probably put in some large buy orders to try and take some of those shorts out, and vice versa. Thank you for that. Thank you for the tips on Coinbase Pro, happy user. I'm not a Coinbase expert myself, so I appreciate you giving some help there to Neg. Much appreciated. So yeah, Coinbase Pro is a lot cheaper if you start to trade. I have heard that, so I appreciate that help there, happy user. Thank you. Will a new UK Prime Minister affect the price? It depends if they stay in power for more than 6 weeks. If they can do that, then they may well do. Crypto Psychosis, welcome, buddy. Good to see you in the room. How are we doing? Just to remind you all as well that I am on 19.9k followers. If we can get to 20k tonight, I will be very, very happy. So please do keep smashing those likes. Get more and more people in. Get more followers. I'd really appreciate that. Not invested into Tether, just holding that I can trade on Binance. Fair enough. That's good. Yeah, okay, cool. I'd stay for 6 weeks for 115k. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there was a little bit of sorry you're leaving this bonus as well. I'm sure that there was a little bit of a short-term golden watch scenario there. With $400, which coin should I invest in? I cannot give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am happy to confirm and tell you about things that I invest in and know about, but I cannot give financial advice. For me, my favourites long-term that I am still accumulating now on DCA again, I'm still buying DOT, I'm still buying ICP, I'm buying Moonriver, Moonbeam. Oh God, what else am I buying? What else am I DCAing? I can't even remember. Some other little bits and pieces as well. Sorry, excuse me. Is Sunak pro crypto? Sunak is pro money. He's a very, very wealthy chap. And I think if he got into power, one of two things would happen. He would be great for the economy, or possibly he would drain the economy. And I think that's been a part of the problem recently. It's obvious that Liz Truss got into the power, in my opinion. I don't want to go political, but we'll go there anyway. It's obvious to me that Liz Truss got into power by buying votes from the Conservative Party. That meant doing deals and making decisions to favour those votes. And it was to profit their own pockets. And it's backfired immensely. Now all the Tories just look stupid. It's just my opinion. You live 20 minutes from Blanton's Bourbon Distillery. Bourbon Distillery, that sounds like my idea of heaven. Now, if you're talking bourbons and rums, then I'm definitely moving your way. But yeah, I love a good bourbon and a good rum. Absolutely. I do like red wine, but I am definitely a bourbon man. Yeah. Hence, I've got a bit of a rum jar. Yeah, Van Fish, you're absolutely right. $400, do your own research, but most coins are over 60% down at the moment. Generally, at this moment in time, if you invested in, let's say, the top 20, 30 tokens, and they were a proper utility, they weren't a waste of space, the tokens served the purpose, they had a good project, good team, good utility, good partners, you would hope that they would survive the bear market and bounce back very strongly. But you just can't tell. Bourbon, pies, and rugby. Yes, that is a great day out right there. Although if I'm at the rugby, I will have cider. It's just it's just the law. 100%. I should have been watching the rugby today. Actually, it was England and France. In the Rugby League World Cup. I didn't even watch it. Wasn't bothered. Feeling sorry for myself. You're diversifying, you sold 0.001% of your quant. That's diversification. It depends how much quant you got, isn't it? If you've got 1,000 quant, 0.001%, $200 to spend on something else. Be prepared to take, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to take time, absolutely. This bear market's not disappearing. We are, macroeconomically speaking, we're really weak. We are in a recession. I don't care what the government say about it being official. We are in a recession. The US and the UK are in recession. That makes our economies weak, which means there's going to be less investment, rising interest rates, rising cost of living. It is an absolute mess, and it's the worst it's been for decades. So, yeah, make no mistake. I think the bear market's here for a while. We will see volatility. We will see run-ups because you can't stay oversold in the market forever. At some point, someone's going to buy a massive quantity of cheap crypto. That's when we see the big run-ups. But yeah, it's all good. Long-term utility is what we want. Just bought more HBAR and XRP. I do like HBAR and XRP. I'm not personally buying HBAR. I just think it's too much of a slow investment. Obviously, it'll pump in the next bull run, but it was really poor to perform in the bull run last year. XRP, of course, it's got the lawsuit hanging over its head. I don't even DCA into XRP anymore. I'm just holding what I've got. I do like it. I know Neg's a big fan as well. He gets free XRP. He's grinding out his free XRP. Do I hold Algo? At the moment, no. I don't hold any Algo. I do like Algo as a project, but you can only hold so many. And Algo's not one for me at the moment. People say it's going to go... Algo's one of those. It is a good utility project. It does have good partners. They have started marketing in the World Cup. How strong will it be? I don't know. Nothing's guaranteed with ISO. Marketing does do us quite well. Just had to stop the dog from eating the cheesecake. My cheesecake. My Sicilian lemon cheesecake. Ain't for dogs. Don't fear the bear market. That's when real wealth is made. Absolutely. And it's a great saying, isn't it? You make money in a bull run, but you make your wealth in the bear market. That's where you set the basis for being wealthy. Not just making money, but wealth. And that's certainly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spot new projects that should do really well, but I'm also looking for those ones that are already out there that should absolutely blow up. When's the best time to DCA? Shall we wait till December? For me, dollar cost averaging, I'm doing on a regular basis now. So once a month, I will take some of my stable coin and I will buy whatever project I like that's in the red at that time. I try not to buy on green candles, but I try and stick to my more important projects. So I've got tiers. I like that many projects. I've had to set up tiers. So my most bullish projects, but the ones I really want to accumulate a lot of, and then other more risky or less urgent projects that I need to accumulate. And I'll just take it by ear. But I'm always buying whatever looks cheap. It's like I think it's DOT and ICP right now. I think that's cheap long term. I'm happy to buy that all day long. Moonbeam and Moon River. I think anytime Moon River gets to $10 or less, bargain. Anytime that Moonbeam gets to 44 cents or less, bargain. Long term. I've got a lot of projects that I'm keeping an eye on. Some people don't like DCA. Some people just like to buy what they like when it's cheap, and that's great. DCA is just a strategy to help you create an average, and if you're a long-term investor, it can help steady the peaks. Exactly. Bricks and slides, Steve. I know you like to buy it when it's cheap, not high, and I know you've got some bullish. You're really bullish on some projects that you could really fly. Have I got a cat? Yes, I've got a cat. She was here earlier until the dog chased her off. It's a proper Tom and Spike situation. But yeah, she's a nightmare. She also tries to eat my cheesecake. Thank you for the follower, man. Appreciate that. Please remember, people, I am trying to reach 20k tonight. I'm on 19.9. Please remember to follow, smash the likes. Let's get some more people in this room for the last 15 minutes. I think Tron is going to do very well. I mean, Tron's been around a long time. It is good utility, but it's never really rocketed. It doesn't do enough. It had a partnership with BitTorrent in BitTorrent chain. Never really came to anything. It hasn't seen any action at all. I do like the utility, to be honest with you. I think the utility is great, but I don't hold it. I just don't see good enough gains. Top picks that will 500x, absolute no idea. Only something brand new could 500x. And you would have to probably get in private sale. But I'm talking about serious projects with utility. You stick $5 on a meme coin, you could 500x it, you could lose it. You can go to the meme coin casino or you can invest in utility. Utility projects, when they launch, you probably will never see a 500x. Probably. There are some out there. Up the Moon River, absolutely. Won't buy quant over £100. I think that's fair enough. It'll always come back down. The cat's more famous than me tonight. Yeah. Small bag of copios. I just noticed that's pumping before the launch of their app. It is pumping. And it was very, very cheap at one point. It's one that I held, but then I've sold. Just didn't want to hold it through a bear market. I think Copiosa is one that's been waiting to launch a long time, and it will be good to see it in use. But it's a bear market. No one's going to trade. I think it will be cheap again, and you'll have the app. Thank you for sharing the live Crypto Psychosis. I appreciate that support, buddy. Absolute legend. Thank you. Smash the likes if you give me my seed phrase. Okay. Here it goes. Shove it up your... No. Thank you for the follow. Steve the Power, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. What do I like about ICP? ICP, if you think about every inherent weakness right now in crypto, all the exploits that happen are from cross-bridging or exploits in liquidity pools, because everything has got to go cross-chain or off to a layer 2, or you've got to send it somewhere or do something with it to interact. ICP is self-contained. ICP, you will be able to trade using your Bitcoin or Ethereum anywhere within ICP, and it will never leave the chain. It literally doesn't go anywhere. It's just, you just trade it, and it doesn't leave the chain. It's all self-contained. It's about as secure as you can get. So you're directly trading. There's no cross-chain. There's no bridge. There's no weakness to exploit. Plus, obviously, the fact that the tech and in other regards is just brilliant. It's just very different. And that's what I've always said about ICP. I'm really bullish on it, but that thing about adoption, that's the big thing. Things can be absolutely amazing, but if they never catch the imagination or if they don't get adopted, they're worthless. Do I know about IMPT? No. Yeah, I mean, I've had a meme coin do a 12,000x, but I couldn't get it out because it was a bloody it was a scam. It's a shame. With recession and war, when do I think the bull market will possibly begin? I'm obviously hoping that the war ends within the next year or so. I'd really like it to end sooner, of course, but I think realistically it's going to go on for a while. There is a real power struggle going on in Eastern Europe and Russia. There's a lot of strength that Russia have got economically, and I think that they've played the economic war card. But ultimately, crypto and the markets will not be able to stay oversold forever. We will come out of it. There's a chance that we could see a really nice correlation between the end of the war, the end of the recession, and the Bitcoin halving. That could see a really nice bull run. A lot of investment release, all in one go. Has the Luna guy been arrested? Not that I've heard. I still think he's protesting his innocence. Sounds like ICP solves any confusion. It is. It's quite a complicated system, but it makes it simple for us. As I said, in that complicated system, it makes it more secure. There's less weakness to exploit. It is really good tech. I mean, I could never explain the tech properly to anyone. You really do have to read it, and if you like what you read, then you like it. If you don't understand it or you don't like it, that's fine. It's very different. It's not like blockchain or hashgraph. It is literally a different version. It's the internet computer. That's literally what it is. Recession is uncharted waters for crypto. It absolutely is. No crypto project has ever seen a full-blown recession, so we have no idea how it's going to behave. We were talking about quant, not knowing how that's going to behave in a bear market. We had no idea going into this bear market how quant would behave, and we had no idea how any of the cryptos were going to behave in a recession. So it's bad. Trying to keep up with all the new coins, it's like the Wild West. Yeah, I mean, it is difficult. There are a lot of new coins, a lot of new projects. I am basically starting to avoid anything that doesn't have a real world use case. So if it doesn't have utility that ties into the real world or develops cryptos towards mainstream or industrial adoption, I'm not going to entertain it, because regulation is going to really, really damage DeFi. It will improve adoption, but DeFi will suffer, and we won't see any meme coins, nothing like that. They'll all go away. It'll be far more controlled, bit centralized to a degree, regulated for sure, and we will see less risk and more adoption. Now have 40,000 Meow coins. I still haven't looked at Meow, and I have heard people talking about it, so I might have a look. Loving Crow on Mars, even though it's down. Yeah, Crow on Mars is an interesting one for me. I mean, it's the team and the associations that it's got that really interest me. I mean, Crow on Mars, yeah, they got the P2E game out. That's just kind of like a temporary thing. It's the NFT and the metaverse that you really want to pay attention to, because you can earn Crow with their P2E, which is fantastic. And if you don't own an NFT, because there's only like 700 of them, you can pay a monthly subscription. That's great for the treasury. But ultimately, they're building a metaverse, and they've got a Chainlink business partner in there, and the business manager. So Chainlink are involved with their projects. They've got other good things going on. They've got relationships with people high up in Crypto.com. They've had various meetings with the CEO, actually, of Crypto.com a couple of times. So Crow on Mars, it's a small project thinking big. And I really like Ian, the CEO of that project. I think he's a really, really clever guy with his head screwed on. He's got a lot of contacts. And funnily enough, he made all his money from a meme coin. He made all his money from Shiba. And he won't mind me saying that. He was a Shiba beneficiary. But he's investing that into another project. He's tried to put his money into other play-to-earn games or metaverse projects, and they've all been rubbish. So he's now making his own. That makes complete sense. And he's got the contacts to do it. Why not? And so if you can get Chainlink involved in your project to help you develop it, that's a great start. And they've got so much more planned. I mean, for anyone who's not familiar, we had them in my Discord, completely free for an AMA. Really shared everything that they've got planned. Amazing stuff. ISOs and gaming for me. Yeah, ISOs are good. As I said, there's just no guaranteed return with that. It's not something we can really sort of quantify. We don't know who's going to get adopted for what. I had a dream about Illuvium. 2 days later, it pumped 7%. Can you have a dream about a few other things as well, then, Steve? Please, can I put a few requests in? But no, I mean seriously. In all seriousness, we've got quant bouncing back. The market is bouncing back. Bitcoin on the 15-minute. Let's check in with that. I'm hoping we see a green Monday. But the weekend, the retailers have built up the market a little bit towards the end of the Sunday, and no doubt the market makers will come in and milk it. But let's have a look. So we've got Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart. We just broke 19.5, so that's really good going. So we are seeing a little bit of sideways movement on the 15-minute chart. But like I said, that's very short term. The hourly is now trending sideways for a couple of hours. 4 hourly will obviously just be showing us establishing some support above the downward trend line. So we've broken that support level. It really is going to be down to what happens then in the next 12 to 24 hours when the markets start to open. We could either push up, like someone else mentioned earlier, possibly all the way up to 21k and then back down. Certainly a reasonable prospect. But the dailies, we've barely broken that resistance. So we could still get pushed back if that breakout isn't quick. The charts associate nothing worries you anymore. Yeah, charting's just charting. It gives you an indication of what might happen based upon what's happened before. And that can help. History always helps to predict the future, but it doesn't tell you for sure what's going to happen. So like long-term charting is pointless. Short-term charting for entry points I can kind of understand. And that's why I wanted to learn a little bit of TA, just to help give me that edge on should I enter a position now or should I wait a little bit longer for a cheaper price. That's the only reason why I look at it. Cardano is at its lowest since 2019. Do I think it will go lower? For me, Cardano completely stalled in 2019, 2020 as well. It just didn't develop and it fell behind massively. So Cardano for me, I'm not a fan of Cardano. I think it is a good alternative to Ethereum, but it's not better than Ethereum. It's just cheaper. I think it's got real shallow dApps. I know there's a lot of development going on, but they don't have good dApps compared to other things like Matic. And I think it has a technology disadvantage when you compare it to things that are coming out that are newer, like Aptos. Aptos is better, although the tokenomics are awful. Technology is better. Moonriver and Moonbeam are better because they are Ethereum plus the Polkadot and the Kusama networks. Cardano and Solana's dead for me. I mean, I've been saying it for a while, but I mean, there's another creator that did a video and just blatantly said Solana's dead. Get out. I wouldn't go as far as to say get out straight away, but NFT has basically propped up that network, and the NFT market is slowing down. Aptos is going to be a real competitor in NFTs. I've seen that already. I'm part of that NFT scene. It is definitely seeing a lot of action. I think Solana's in trouble. I think Cardano is not a great long-term play. Unless the Cardano hard fork does something spectacular for their technology, I think they're in trouble too. What coin does something unique? Quant. Quant does something truly unique. What else? Serenity Shield, that's pretty unique. I've had them in an AMA recently as well. Their technology is patented. So that's always a good thing to see. There's quite a few if a project's got a patent on a utility, that's good. So that would be really good. If they got an international patent. HBAR, I do like HBAR's utility. I think it's a great project with good partners. Decent tokenomics, to be fair, as well. I just think it's like I said earlier, you compare it to something like XDC, it's a utilitarian product. It does what it needs to do, and it does it unspectacularly. Therefore, the price action is unspectacular. It will run up in a bull run. I've got very little doubt it will run up in the next bull run. No problem. It just won't see the ROI of other projects. Where is Bitcoin going now? Don't know what it's going to do next. I never try and predict what it's going to do next. Not really. At the moment, though, it's breaking out above a short-term resistance line. It's trending sideways a little bit on the hourly and the 4-hourly. So it's really going to be the next 12 to 24 hours. If we can maintain and set support above that line of resistance, then it's looking bullish for a little move upwards. Only a little move, not a big one. But then if the market opens tomorrow, the market makers will either buy or sell, and they'll do whatever they want to do to the markets. Right then, folks, it is now 9 p.m. I've had my time. I don't know if I've hit 20k followers. I hope I have. If not, please contribute. Hit that follow button. I was 100 away from doing it before I went live. I hope I'm nearer when I come off. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your questions. I do appreciate it. I've got to hop off. My throat's getting sore as well, and it's nearly bedtime. So I'll catch you all soon. Thank you for your support, and I'll speak to you soon.